I think there's a theme with a lot of these VOD movies I review. If it's either a Bruce Willis movie or a COVID-sploitation movie, that means I gotta review it. And I've already reviewed a Bruce movie this week, so here's a COVID-sploitation one. You know, I'll give it this about After the Pandemic. It's probably the best made of these low-budget ones. Some of the shots really aren't too bad. Hell, when it started, I was like, why is this shot like I'm watching a coming-of-age indie movie? And that's followed up by the lead dancing by herself in a dance hall in slow motion. Damn, these COVID movies went all art house on me. I was wondering if I was even watching the right movie at first. So this takes place 3 years after a pandemic has wiped out most of the population, but really, it's a pretty clean apocalypse. It just looks like the neighborhoods are dead because everyone's at work. They're all dressed fine, they look fine. Really, there's only a few dead bodies, no big deal. Yet she sneaks into a house so she can steal the cat food and eat it, even though it does not look like this apocalypse has gotten cat food eating bad. I think she just wanted to eat some cat food. The movie even got a day for night shot that isn't complete shit. And the soundtrack is an old school synthy score like an Italian exploitation virus flick. Between Corona, the COVID killer, and that Kevin Nash one, this one was a step up. And yes, that is a really, really, really low bar because this movie still isn't that great. While I can admire some of the low-budget filmmaking here, the characters kinda suck, and we're stuck with them through the whole movie. One doesn't have any dialogue for the first 30 minutes, and isn't interesting enough to make that work. The other is just plain unlikable, and spends the whole thing just spouting really monotone apocalypse dialogue. Like, you need to do this to survive, do this and you'll end up dead, that's how you get yourself killed in this world. I particularly like when she says, you brought danger into this place, when there was only like 1 or 2 zombies. Or when she says, cat food goes bad, you're gonna have to remember that if you want to survive. What's with all the cat food? This is a very Lloyd-approved pandemic. The chemistry isn't very good, and some of it is just awkward, like when one leaves and the other fondly flashes back to being pissed at her for eating spaghetti like an idiot. They're trying to build up this possible romance here, but it feels like anyone would be like, you're kind of an ass. I'm gonna take my chance in the surprisingly bright extinction event outside. Plus, they can be dumb, like not drive around someone standing in the middle of the road, only so a shootout can happen. I guess with cannibals.
Now we got us a getaway car.
And dinner. I'm gonna cook this one up medium rare.
Oh shit, the high school students have turned cannibals. Nothing to do with the virus, they just like eating people. Speaking of the infected, the look of them is this weird special effect that sometimes looks like they passed out from being too full in a pie eating contest. I'll give it that though, I've not seen any that look like this in one of these COVID-sploitation movies. The effects can still be pretty bad though. I think one starts leaking water from under the effect, while others explode with delicious raspberry jam. But just for purely grading on a curve, I'll give it a C. I've seen a lot of these where I don't think even the filmmakers would like sitting through them, but this, no, it actually does feel like the director put a lot of time into the shots and into the editing, and did want to make something a bit more watchable than, again, the COVID killer. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll have reviews coming up for The Adam Project, and check out our Cinema Snob episode on the 1983 Italian First Blood knockoff Thunder Warrior, and we'll see you next time.